It starts with sorry.
Not a lot to talk about this week, honestly.
Not really.
Nothing really happened.
Nothing happened at all.
Anyway, bye.
Yeah, see you guys.
And then that'll be the episode that everybody sees.
That'll be the Free Feats episode.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know where to start with this because it's so crazy, and we've learned a lot since this whole thing with Charlie Kirk happened
A week ago, officially.
Basically, a week ago. Basically, right when we were done recording for the week. So we're kind of late to it, but the benefit of that is we have all the hindsight, we have all the developments, all of the leading. You know, we know who did it, presumably.
Yeah.
You know, we have the text messages that were sent.
Yeah. By a Victorian fucking 85-year-old.
It's written
assassin.
so weird, man.
Yeah. We have a lot of weird stuff.
It's written like a
very
poet.
weird.
It's
I remember
like sing-songy. It's like, what is this?
I remember I was telling you guys this, like, when it first happened and he got away, I was like, oh, this is like Mossad or something. You know what I mean? Like, I earnestly thought, because I'm like, how do you get away with that? It's a snipe. You know what I mean? It's not like some dude with like a handgun or whatever. It's a perfect snipe, and then he just gets away. Like, that to me was like, oh, Israel did this.
I didn't know what to expect other than, you know, professional. After I found out that it was a snipe, because like, oh, it was a high powered rifle. What it seemed like to me, especially the way they were describing how he got hit, that somebody walked up and just shot him in the neck. That's what I assumed.
That's what I assumed too.
When I first saw, because I first saw made a pretty wild tweet when it first happened, but that
was crazy.
It was wild. It was wild. I saw it from a distance and I didn't finish the video, and then I saw it happen like up close, like somebody was like money shot a camera angle where they were like this to him.
Jeez.
And you just like pow, and I'm like, that was thrown from Zeus type shit, and I was like, whoa,
it's brutal. It's one of the
was a wild
it's
shot.
One of the more brutal things I've seen on the internet, because it is so like,
even me, I was like, youch, dude, that's crazy. And I was like, man,
you're the lively guy. You're the lively guy.
Yeah, even me, I was like, yeah, I've seen people go, but it's the way his body moved. Like, look, man,
it's disturbing.
I'm not a fan of Charlie Kirk at all.
No, I don't think any of us are.
I don't like him. Hey, man, tough role. You know, when you live a dangerous life, you get dangerous rewards, unfortunately. But that was a rough thing to watch. That was like, yeah,
it goes without saying that like this is not a good thing
at all.
You know, I don't think any reasonable person wouldn't support this. Yeah. The dude in the audience who was cheering as it happened to me was like, that is a disturbed fucking person. That is crazy to me that somebody would react that way in that moment.
Yeah, like that's in real time.
Crazy.
That's like writing a bad guy. Like, hey, write a bad guy.
Yeah, like that guy's a villain.
Right.
That guy's clearly a villain. You know,
he might be villainous on the right side, air quotes, but that guy's sick.
I don't know.
My thing is,
see a guy get turned off in front of you. And
seeing someone get turned off, but the thing is, I think about like, because I wouldn't 1v1 or 1-to-1 like say, oh, Charlie Kirk's like Hitler or something. But I'd say we use Hitler as an example of, if you saw him got Swiss cheese knowing the shit that he's been doing, like a lot of natives to Germany did know. There's a lot of them that didn't know, and they did know. And the ones that did know, and if they saw that happen and understood that under fascism, their country was fucking sucking, you know, they might be like, oh, sweet. You know, and there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, how dare you? He's still a human and all that. The same stuff that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, I just think in the moment, it's just like, that's a wild, like, I don't know. I feel like
that's real disdain.
Like, even if,
that's what I mean.
It's like, that's real disdain.
That's exactly what I mean. I know that the average person doesn't have any reason to feel that amount of disdain because we're so disconnected from like the horrors of like a in real time fascist regime or a dictatorial or theocracy or whatever crushing people. Sure. And then like the way that they treated Mussolini was fucking crazy.
It is.
But a lot of those people under Mussolini's fascism hated his guts. Yeah. You know, like they killed a lot of fucking.
It was a countrywide celebration, dog.
Like they dragged him. They took him to different places.
Grandma was like, yeah, they were having a fucking ball.
Yeah.
I'm like,
now again, I want to be very clear. Like I'm not
You're not
saying
equating the two.
No,
the two
and of
individuals,
course
yeah.
I hate that I have to say that, but
it's
I do.
so stupid that we have to even
of
say
course.
that.
But like I'm trying to say I can't pretend like everybody that would have the sort of response in general to violence like that is like there's no reason to ever feel celebratory
Sure, yeah.
or so I'm just saying.
I mean, people were doing that
Yeah.
with Bin Laden and shit.
Yeah, like
so like it obviously depends.
It depends on who it is. The people thought Bin Laden, and he killed thousands of people in the United States. So obviously, confirmed dead. There was literally celebrations and fireworks.
The thing that's bothered me the most out of it is the.
Can I say one thing
what's
too?
that?
There was, dude. You had a lot of people being like, you remember Tim Pool was like, I have a source that says Charlie's stable.
Cap.
Brother, like who are you? Like if you've seen that video, and I think people should watch that video. Actually, I think people should see these things happen to just like understand what it means. Like I feel like when you see, oh, like 10 dead in school shooting or whatever, or like, you know, so and so killed. I feel like there's like an abstraction that makes people like not care, or like it makes people like, oh, whatever. I think if you see it, it's more visceral, and like people actually like attach meaning to like what that number means. So I think you should see it.
If children's parents saw, maybe
they shouldn't wheel it into like first grade class.
I understand.
Can you guys go? Like,
sorry.
You can't finish. You're trying to finish. So like somebody go.
He's gay though.
That is true. I know gay people have a lot hard time not interrupting people. I know that.
Go, hurry up.
I'm not gay.
Hurry up. Say your piece.
I'm not gay.
I think
one more thing.
I think if children's parents, like I think if a lot of parents really saw the monstrous things, because obviously I'm detached because I don't have children. I have a nephew that I'm very close to, but I have children. I don't have children. So for me, even if we saw the horrors that happen to these children, gun laws would be passed immediately. There'd be like a unanimous, like, we got to do something about this.
At the very least, people would care more.
I think the masses would change their mind if they saw it.
Well,
I think if they were exposed to it, the same thing with like people that are like exposed to gun violence in their communities. They're like, no,
sure,
get rid of this shit. This is crazy.
Sure, yeah.
But it's like it's a detached thing, and I think that's what happened. That's what's happening right now to a lot of people. A lot of people. Even the great creator space, a lot of people that are creators that are out here like it shouldn't happen to anybody. They're saying that because they're afraid for their lives now. It's become a real fear to them, political violence, which shouldn't be a fear to anybody. Actually, it shouldn't be a fear to anybody.
It would be nice.
But the problem is that now that a lot of people are like, he was a Christian, they're doing because they don't want political violence aimed towards them.
Look, you can't.
That is why, and it's fair. It is fair.
There's shit like this happening all the time.
Literally,
and what I want to like instill is that like every single thing that you hear about, when you hear this happening, if it's like 10 times, that's 10 videos of Charlie Kirk happening. I want that to like instill, you know, because it's fucking crazy. But the reason I wanted to bring that up is because like, bro, who are your sources? First off, they're telling you he's stable. Anybody who saw that video. He's done before he's on the ground.
They had to be there. Someone had to be there immediately with a bag for a transfusion.
I don't even think that would like he's cooked. Like he was cooked.
I think it would take like genuinely a miracle. And you know that guy ain't real, so it's not happening.
It would take a genie, dude.
A genie that's good.
A good,
like an I Dream of Genie, not like a typical like. He saved his life, but he died 10 minutes later, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, not a DEI genie.
Not Jesus Christ. not a DEI genie.
Will Smith's genie from the new Aladdin movie.
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh man, dude, this is this whole watching everything unfold online, because it really is just online. Because if you talk to people in person that are detached from the new mainstream media, which is podcasters essentially, they don't know much about Charlie Kirk, so they're just like, oh man, what a shame.
A Christian father died.
Like
That's
they're just like, what a shame. And to those people, I have nothing to say to them. They don't know any better. They're ignorant to all this stuff. There's all the podcasters that are not ignorant to it that are trying to whitewash him. And I expected all this to happen.
Of course.
Right? The only thing that I tried to do, the first thing that I thought, because yes, I could have been facetious, I could have been edgy and stuff like that, but I reverted back to my original roots. Is everything that I want in life is unity and people coming together. It's why my favorite music is like in the hardcore genre, where it's all about brother and sisterhood, PMA, positive mental attitude, all of that type of shit. Justice, love. I shared my favorite lyrics and stuff. And all I was trying to say to people the first time, and a lot of people were thankful, which made me feel decent, that was like, bro, to the Tim Pools or anybody that were jumping to conclusions, like the Jesse Waters, anyone that was already, before we even knew who the fucking guy was, they didn't even have a picture of him yet.
Yeah.
And they were already saying it's the left, it's wartime. There are dozens and dozens of tweets compiled together of a bunch of people on the right calling for war. And I was like, bro, if anybody's doing that, if anybody's already made up their mind, I'm like, bro, even if you're a conservative, just don't follow those people. Stop watching them.
Yeah.
Go watch a person that, because there are some good Christian conservatives out there that are like, yeah, I respect Charlie Kirk because, obviously they like the same religious stuff. They all like the same shit. That's a problem on its own. But like, they're not calling for violence or they're not pinning it on someone immediately. And I'm like, go listen to that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they are opportunists. They're grifters. They only care about stoking the flames of division. They don't give a fuck about unity because division, it makes big bucks, right? That's how you maximize profits. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Just wanting people to understand that, like, they thrive off of this. If it bleeds, it leads. And so that's the thing that was making me so upset. And the only thing that really, truly upset me was I was watching Noche UFC. They always do it around, they always have a Mexican celebration thing in September for UFC. And I have to see a mural, like, an in memoriam to Charlie Kirk in the thing. Yeah. And I actually had a deep pit of like just disgust in my stomach. And this is from people to the people that maybe not know Charlie Kirk, right? Just on the surface, we don't need to deep dive, but there are two major things that make me detest his character. Is that number one, he uses the Old Testament as a guise to hate people. Even though
he's a Christian,
right? He uses I know plenty of Christians. Like there's a pastor that was going hard in the paint on Charlie Kirk right now. It's a viral video.
I did see that.
It's really good. But like there are people that don't use it as a guise to hate people, and so he does Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and then other people will bring up, like, he's lost in debates. Hey, why don't you feel a certain way about people working on the Sabbath or eating pork? Those people should be put to death too. Why do you only want to put gays and trans people to death? Why are you picking and choosing? And so I hate that. And then also I hate that he clearly thinks lesser of black people. Like he says they'd be better off during Jim Crow. That is an objective thing that he's talked about. And he was like, why were you guys living better? Like he thinks we were living better. Because statistically,
he uses statistics too. He uses all that like ignorant shit.
He does this weaselly shit to say, because nobody would try to use as like, let's put it this way. Let's say you have a daughter, she gets kidnapped, she's getting brutalized for like a month or something, but the kidnapper also keeps her learned, keeps her fucking thriving in school, and she actually gets better, she gets smarter. And then would you ever go like, she gets out and she escapes and be like, that was a horrible time, but she was doing much better mentally. She got smarter. And like,
she learned the Pythagorean theorem.
So you would be like, wait, are you trying to justify her capture and brutalization? Or are you trying to justify that to say that there was some positives you would never do that, obviously.
Sure.
That is what a psychotic person would do. And so trying to do this dance that, blacks were doing better under Jim Crow when they were less than a human, when they didn't have the equal rights, is insane to me. And my point about the UFC thing, why it actually deeply hurt me, was that like, this is a person that thinks I'm lesser than, that would be afraid if I happen to be his pilot on a plane, because he thinks, is this person qualified? Even though that's not how DEI works.
No, yeah, that's
DEI. Everybody's
that's a whole
qualified.
The thing about me that bothers me the most about him is bad faith arguments. Well,
can I finish my train of thought? Because I just want people to understand that, like, because I think there's many people, and I talked to like about two people specifically about this, because they didn't deeply understand, and they didn't understand that shit hurt me. Like seeing him in memorial and then flags being raised for somebody who believes these things, that want gays and trans people murdered, that thinks gays should be stoned. He calls it God's perfect law. Like this is perfect law. And I'm like, I have gay and trans friends. I don't think they should be killed. I don't think I'm lesser than a human. I don't think people that look like me are. And so when I'm seeing this guy celebrate,
Only him.
only
It's not because I'm black.
yeah, yeah.
No, it has
it's not
that
black.
genuinely has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's not 'cause I'm black.
That's where the content of your character and everything about you.
I'm just a relatively a little nefarious guy, but like
Yeah. But like I just all I tried to do was really hammer home to
Yeah.
people that like I was like, this is why, even though I'm not one of those people that are celebrating, because I wish that we lived in a fake utopian society where we ascended political violence. You can't have a Second Amendment and not be for political violence. First of all, that's what the Second Amendment's for. So the fact that people are saying that they detest political violence and all this stuff, no, they don't. That is literally what they're using the Second Amendment for. And even though they didn't use it during J6, they didn't bring their guns and shit, where apparently that was the tyrannical government that stole the election. So they're about nothing. Point being that I wish we lived in a world where we didn't need that. We could be like Australia more, that they're like, we had this horrible gun violence. It's over, brother. We're gonna crack down on this shit, and they're all living happier, and they're one of the best societies on this fucking planet.
Well, they have spiders that you though.
I will fight a spider instead of fighting a gun.
But the spiders can shoot you as well.
I think
So they have spider guns. I forgot
That's
about
right, yeah,
that.
you forgot about
Shit.
8 of them.
Shit. They had 8 spider guns. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The thing to me is just like, I just don't believe that there's many outside of him being like a religious guy. I don't know if I saw any real conviction out of the guy that was like authentic. And that to me, that's all I know about Charlie Kirk is how many times I've seen him like just completely flip-flop on an issue based on like how politically expedient it was. The most obvious one that rings true in my head, or the one that I remember most, was like the TikTok ban. I was like, he was all about getting rid of TikTok. He was all about it. And then immediately when it became like the right-wing position to save it, he was like, Trump is saving TikTok. Remember this. And it's just like, oh, well, you don't really believe anything.
Right.
Like, you're not really...
the same thing with the files. Same with the Epstein files. He fucking flip-flopped about that shit.
Oh, yeah. The don't even... That's, by the way... Still waiting.
It's so fucking obvious that, if Trump does decide not to run, because I keep saying, I've said this from the beginning, it's a toss-up, 50-50 chance. Either he's gonna not run because maybe he just dies of old age or whatever happens, or he decides he's like, I just don't want to do it anymore. Or he's setting up, he's doing construction, he's doing all these things to stay longer. You don't build up the palace if you're gonna fucking bounce. So he might go and circumvent the 22nd Amendment. Why would he not when he has the Supreme Court stacked, right? Like, so they can easily just find a way to change an amendment, because you can change an amendment.
Yeah.
Guys, the
That's
22nd
what an amendment is.
That's how they work. That's
it's like,
what the word means.
There's a lot of
They're
people
meant to be amend.
That's where like, oh, we need to keep this. Again, Charlie Kirk said the same thing. He's talking about gun violence. Like, it's worth it to preserve the Second Amendment to preserve our God-given rights.
It really
and I'm like,
is.
brother, this isn't a God-given right because it was an amendment.
There's such a tragic there's such a tragic irony to it, man. Like, just objectively, the whole thing, him wearing a shirt that says freedom,
his last
as he's
words,
gunned down, he bleeds all over it under a sign that says like, what did it say? Like, prove me wrong or something. I'm just like, bro, this, while he's arguing for guns, and the last thing he says is gang violence. Yeah, like, it's like the whole thing, like, it actually feels really on the nose. Like, if you wrote it this way, you'd be like, this is so unreal. This is ridiculous. It's almost like what is it? The Jesus moments in Man of Steel.
Oh,
where he's like, he's clearly, you know what I mean? He's like sitting in front of a picture of Jesus as he's like doing it. And I'm just like, brother, like, we get it. Like, we get it. Feels a bit much.
Easy trope to connect, like when you feel like you want to connect with Middle America, put in the
Jesus allegories.
the allegories that stare you in the face, that make you kind of cringe.
It's just so wide. Like, everything about it feels fake. And then, like, I mean, not to say it's fake. I'm not Alex Jones here saying it didn't happen. Obviously it happened. There's many angles.
It's not about whether it happened or not. Like, a lot of times people, well, go ahead, you finish your point. Actually.
No, I just think it's I don't know. It's just it's a fucking crazy thing. I'm not sure I believe really anything that's coming out about this yet. It just kind of feels weird. Like, those text messages, if anybody's curious, read the text messages that they supposedly got out of this guy who shot him. They're just do it. Actually, I'm not even going to poison you. It's just crazy to me that anybody would believe that that's like a legitimate, like, if that's a legitimate text message, like, what the fuck is this person?
So my closest,
my love, I'm about to dispose of my evidence now. These are my coordinates. It's so crazy. I don't know.
So
It makes it hard to believe.
For me, my closing statement is the big problem I've ran into on the internet is the idea that people, perceived forced empathy. That's the part where I'm
forced empathy. What do you mean?
People are trying to force people like, but he was a father.
Oh, to feel bad.
That to me is crazy.
Cannot understand it. I cannot feel for a person who I think is an evil person. Genuinely. Like, truly, genuinely, that's not like a written bad guy with some sort of tragic story. He was a piece of shit person. He did not believe in equal rights for humanity and people. He did not speak of like a truly, like, people trying to whitewash, like, he was a guy that was very moderate. Like, he had he wanted people killed. He wanted people stoned. What are you talking about? He was disingenuous to Muslim people all over the Middle East. Like, he was not a good person, and I cannot feel for that guy.
Yeah, he made jokes about Palestine.
Yeah,
and,
like repeatedly. Yeah. He bashed empathy as a concept. Like, this guy,
I saw people I brought that up to people and they were like, "Oh, you should read the whole quote." And the whole quote's even crazier because he's saying like, "Oh, I don't like the word empathy. It's like it's a new age thing. I think it does damage. I prefer sympathy because empathy is you trying to feel someone else's pain, and sympathy is like, I don't know, something else." But I'm just like, I don't have to try.
How is that better?
I don't have to. First of all, they're not the same thing.
Quite literally.
They're like literally separate concepts for a reason.
Yes.
So like, I don't know, man. I feel bad for his kids, really. That to me, and like the people who knew him who like interpersonally, like, I don't know, man. Like, that sucks. Especially like I understand what that does to a kid. That's a crazy fucking, like, they're fucked, you know? In my opinion, the just end would have been he grows old and his kids slowly cut him off. You know what I mean? Like, that's justice in my view. Because that's what happens.
Like,
that's what happens.
A lot of Elon Musk kids don't like him. Charlie Kirk. Look, it's like, bro, if common sense gun laws, not just giving everybody high powered everything. Utah has the most lax gun laws in the country. Like, so anyone can just get anything. Like, just go to Utah right now and let's go buy some shit. And then it's fucking crazy. And I hate it. And if we had common sense shit, sometimes people want to talk about, look at Switzerland. Look, they have all these guns. I'm like, yeah, it's heavily regulated. They have a culture. They have a gun culture heavily regulated. Mm-hmm. All fucking government register they know where all the guns are, and they take care. And it's not just NRA and other fucking groups that are just causing people to strip things back because, you know, politicians are getting paid tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we see online that people claim to understand this. In polls, overwhelmingly, they say they want in the 70th percentile, like, we need common sense gun laws, but then they still don't do what we ask. And unfortunately, nothing's changing. And the same thing's happening with this subject. You're seeing nobody wants political violence to happen. The online is not a real representation of real life. When you see all those people on the right, they're talking a big game. Again, they didn't bring their guns at J6. They're talking a big game. The vast majority of those people that are saying Civil War wouldn't do shit. They're being terrible grifters, stoking the flames of division, and that's it. But like, most people don't want to be shot. Most people want to come together and they want things better. They want healthcare and all that stuff. And so I think all of those people that are trying to get people fired, even though they were mad when, like, fucking Colin got, you know, they're fucking with him for making a tweet or type, you know. These are the same people that were mad at people getting fired for political opinions and all this stuff. Now they're celebrating.
It's
Laura
obnoxious.
Loomer, all of them, you know.
It's obnoxious specifically too because it's like, look, as if I was like the head of a company, right? And I saw my, like, I don't know, an employee doing a TikTok dance on the day of an assassination. I'd probably, like, logically, I'd probably I don't know if I necessarily would not fire that person. That's, like, reasonable, I think, on some level. But to me, like, bro, like, even Charlie, like, would say, like, oh, yeah, even hate speech is free speech. You know, what are you, like...
He's had tweets about it. Keep America free.
Exactly.
Specifically and talking about the First Amendment.
Yeah, and he's joked. I don't know, man. He's joked about Palestine. We've so many. Dude, we've joked about about damn near everything. The
Yeah,
submarine,
absolutely.
the day that happened.
Absolutely, yeah.
We were like cracking the fuck up about it. So like the people who are like getting like weirdly like on the moral crusade, like, oh, don't make a joke or whatever about this. I'm like, brother, like, first of all, there's a difference between a joke about something and a celebration of something. If there wasn't, your favorite comedians would be sociopaths and they would be in jail today.
Right.
Literally.
So like, I don't know. That to me was wild.
Yeah, it's dark humor. They want to selectively act like they don't know what dark humor is.
You didn't say the N-word at a black person who died on the street, so it doesn't register as dark humor to me. Actually, it just kind of it sounds mean.
Yeah, this person looks like me, so now it's a problem.
Yeah, this person
Yeah.
looks
Literally
like
what it is. It's
this
literally-
person. The most of it is parasocial relationships, though, because you see it happening online so heavily. These people that idolized him, that felt some sort of connection, they're upset. That's why people ask them, "Hey, did you feel any sort of emotion at all when the Democratic legislators got assassinated? By a Trump supporter in Minnesota earlier this year. Did you feel anything?"
13 weeks ago, by the way.
Yeah. Did you feel anything at all? Did you have any thoughts or prayers, any condolences? Did you have any? Of course not. I'm being rhetorical. And then the biggest one, we all in real time, go look up the tweets right now of people laughing about Paul Pelosi getting smashed by a hammer.
Literally.
Especially because he was pantsless.
The president's son.
The president's
tweeted
son,
out
Charlie Kirk himself.
Yeah.
Was like, hey, some patriot should bail this guy out and ask some questions, because alluding to they think this was Paul Pelosi's gay lover because he didn't have his pants on. I'm like, I never had pants on at home.
First of
I
all-
literally never had pants on at home.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Like,
I am
that's,
not.
That's it's in
am
poor
not
taste.
saying. I am not condemning people that laugh. I'm saying,
right, yeah, I know.
Hey, motherfucker, I saw you people making jokes. Why is it not okay now? I know why.
That's where
I'm
the
not
problem
stupid.
comes from. It's
Right,
it's
yeah.
biasy.
It's parasocial freaks. They don't care about Paul Pelosi, but they care about Charlie Kirk.
It's insane. It's I don't know, man. I think all in all, this has shown me how farther people can just fucking fall. Just fall further into this wormhole of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Where even like I can look back at me tweeting LOL and being like, that was too far. That was too far. That was too hasty of me to do that. I think at the end of the day, as much as I hate him and I hate him, I'm gonna stop there. I hate this man. That's still a human.
Can I ask you something?
What's up?
Do you, when you reflected on that and feeling like it was too far, like what made you come to that conclusion?
Just seeing him die.
Like, when you actually saw it and like
seeing him die.
visualized it. Okay.
Seeing the way it happened.
Okay.
Seeing the way it happened and me remembering, like igniting, like that's the fucking human.
That's the point, though. That's what I was saying. It's like, dude, the video makes it real.
It's seeing it, because it's whenever I've watched a bunch of stupid live leak things, but I've never seen it. They're not in 4K.
Yeah.
They're not in hyper like realistic. They're not someone like it's not like the detachment is not there.
It's
when I watch.
grainy. It's like it's normally like like you in a lot. Well,
And
not
I've seen
all.
this figure. I've seen this person more than once.
I think
I've
knowing who he
wished-
is
I've
very
wished-
different.
That is, yeah.
I've wished pain upon him plenty of times.
Yes.
But like
I know.
He's still a fucking person, He's still a fucking person. He still has kids.
Yeah.
Those kids are gonna be- well, the 3-year-old's
a perfect life would have been
Yeah.
this happens, he survives, and him being like, hey, maybe guns are a little too crazy.
The sad thing to me
that
is
would have been a
that's-
perfect
the
storm.
The saddest thing really is that like there's like I don't know, man. I grew up with kind of the same shit that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Where like I grew up with like Spider-Man and shit, and I'm just like, man, I wish you had the chance to change.
Yeah.
And none of us support the assassination of people for speaking. I think that's pretty fucking clear.
Yeah.